So now we're going to go over domain and range. Domain. Domain is all the possible values of x. X.
What's Xbox?
X. X-axis.
So why is there a box around it?
Just so that it will help you remember. And
I
then
understand.
X-axis goes this way. Y-axis, up and down. Speaking of y-axis, up and down, let's talk about range.
But you never explained domain.
Domain is the x-axis. All the possible values of x on an equation. Now let's talk about range. Range is all the possible values of y.
Why is there no box?
Y. All the possible values of the y-axis. Okay, class. Let's do an example over domain and range. Are you ready? Gina, do you... Gina! Mr. Kidney's off it. Okay, class. Let's go over domain and range. An example. Okay, so this dot is filled in at the point -1, -4. This dot is open at the point 6 and 2. Yes, Gina?
That looks like it's over 7. Not 6.
6. This point is 6, 2.
Okay.
If we would write the domain, which are the x values, in interval notation, what would it be? Gina? Do you have any idea?
No, why don't you teach me, Professor Rajat?
Okay. Since these are the x values, they would be, you would not look at the y values. Since this has a filled in dot, it would be inclusive, which is, as we learned, greater than or equal to, with the line under it. Since it is inclusive of -1, we would put a -1 right here. As we can see, 6, since we're not looking at the y values, is exclusive. It would be less than, not equal to, because it is exclusive. Do you understand now, Gina?
Bobo.
I sure do.
Another way you can write this, class, is because this is inclusive, this is the sign we use for inclusive.
What sign is that, teacher?
This is a little bracket. Since it is inclusive of -1, you would write a -1 right there. Then you would write a comma, just like an ordered pair. Since it is exclusive, you would draw a parentheses,
A large parenthesis.
because it is exclusive, and it is exclusive of 6. This is another way you could write this statement in interval notation. Okay, class, next we will be going over range. Range is all the possible y values. So we cover up the x's, and we have -2, -4, and 2. -4 and 2. With the y in the middle, because it's all the possible y values. Since this is a closed dot, this would be inclusive. Therefore, a less than or equal to sign.
What does less than mean, Mr. Suresh?
For example, 1 is less than 2.
I get it now.
Good. Next, since this is an open dot, it is exclusive. Therefore, it is a less than sign. And the other way to do this, to write this, just like up here, would be -4 with the bracket, comma, 2 with the parentheses. You now know domain and range. Hi, I'm Professor Rajat, and I'm going to teach you about the fun. Yeah, just start over. Start over.
Just start right now. Just do it. Just be like.
Okay. Hi, I'm Professor Rajat, and I'm going to be Brian? Brian? Hi, I'm Professor Rajat. I'm going to be introducing you to the fun... Brian? Hi, I'm Professor Rajat, and I'm going to be introducing you to domain. Stop it!
Thanks, Teacher Rajat.
You're welcome.
Now we will try something just a little bit harder.
What are you doing? What, Parker?
No,
Parker,
this
I'm
is
the
algebra.
teacher.
No,
Parker,
you're not.
Parker, I'm the teacher.
No,
Parker,
no, you're
I'm
not.
the teacher.
I'm just gonna
Parker?
show the class a simple thing that they're doing with algebra 2.
Parker,
You guys
Parker,
have learned,
Parker,
No! You guys have learned logarithms? Talked about them at all? Algebra 2?
This is over domain and range,
No,
though.
we're
So
not.
we
No.
must...
We can do domain and range of logarithms and then we can go on to other.
Okay, that's it.
What?
There.
Oh!
Yeah.
Okay, so if you have a function right here, dy over dx equals x squared y, you have to solve for y. So you have to move y over and dx over to this side so that all the values that have to do with y and x are equal to each other. No, stop that. That is fun. You should definitely not be doing that.